In London, 1955, while other children played in post-war rubble, young Tim Berners-Lee sat fascinated by his parents' dinner conversations. Both were mathematicians who'd worked on the world's first commercial computer. They'd bring home cardboard boxes and tell him to imagine they were computers, teaching him to think in systems and connections. At Oxford, studying physics, he built his first computer from spare parts and an old television. But it wasn't the hardware that captivated him. It was something deeper. How do we organize information? How do we link ideas together the way our minds do? 1980. The Swiss Alps Tower over CERN, the European Particle Physics Laboratory where thousands of scientists from dozens of countries collaborate. Tim arrives as a consultant and immediately encounters a problem that drives him mad. Everyone stores their research differently. Incompatible systems, scattered documents. To find anything, you need to know which computer it's on, what format it's in, who created it. Scientists waste hours, sometimes days, tracking down information that should take seconds. Tim scribbles a solution in his notebook, a program he calls Enquire, after a Victorian encyclopedia he loved as a child. It lets him link documents together with hypertext. His colleagues find it useful. Then his contract ends and he leaves CERN. But the problem haunts him. March 1989. Tim is back at CERN permanently now, and the frustration has crystallized into a vision. He writes a proposal titled Information Management, a proposal, and submits it to his boss, Mike Sendall. The proposal describes a radical idea, a web of information where any document can link to any other document anywhere in the world. No central control, no gatekeepers, just pure, democratic access to human knowledge. Sendall writes on the cover, vague but exciting. It's the green light Tim needs. For the next 18 months he works obsessively. He invents HTML, Hypertext Markup Language, HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, URLs, Uniform Resource Locators, the first web browser, the first web server. He builds the entire architecture of the World Wide Web essentially alone, occasionally bouncing ideas off his colleague Robert Caliao. Christmas Day 1990. The first website goes live on Tim's NeXT computer. The address, info CERN ch. It explains what the World Wide Web is and how to use it. Initially, no one notices. Tim posts to news groups begging people to try it. Slowly, tentatively, a few do. Then comes the moment that changes everything. 1993. CERN's leadership faces a choice. Should they patent the World Wide Web, license it? Tim Berners-Lee has created something revolutionary. They could charge every website, every browser, every connection a small fee. The potential wealth is incalculable, easily trillions of dollars over time. Tim refuses. He argues passionately. The web will only achieve its potential if it's free and open. If they put barriers around it, someone will create a competing system, and humanity will be fragmented into walled gardens controlled by corporations. On April 30, 1993, CERN announces that the World Wide Web technology will be available to everyone, free of charge, with no royalties. It's the most valuable intellectual property ever given away. What happens next is one of the most rapid transformations in human history. 1993, 130 websites exist. 1994, 2,738 websites. 1995, 23,500 websites. 1996, 100,000 websites. The web doesn't just grow, it detonates. Netscape, Yahoo, Amazon, Google, entire industries spring into existence. The dot-com boom, social media, smartphones, cloud computing. Every piece of it built on the free and open foundation Tim insisted upon. Fortunes are made, Mark Andreessen becomes wealthy from the Netscape browser built on Tim's protocols. Jeff Bezos becomes the richest man in the world selling books on Tim's web. Larry Page and Sergey Brin organize the world's information using Tim's hyperlinks. And Tim, he takes a modest academic salary and continues his work, founding the World Wide Web Consortium to maintain open standards. Economists have tried to calculate what Tim gave away. Some estimate he could have claimed 1% of all web commerce through licensing fees. By that conservative measure, he'd be worth over $1 trillion today, the world's first trillionaire several times over. Instead, his net worth is estimated at less than $50 million, mostly from speaking fees and his academic work. When asked about it, Tim shrugs. "The web works because it's free and open," he says simply. "You can't patent a universal system and expect it to become universal." Today, Tim Berners-Lee watches his creation with mixed feelings. The open web he envisioned is increasingly dominated by a handful of massive platforms. Facebook, Google, and Amazon have become gatekeepers, the very thing he fought against. In 2018, at age 63, he launched a new project, a decentralized platform called Solid, trying to return data ownership to individuals. He's fighting again, still idealistic, still refusing the easy path. The web was supposed to be decentralized, he tells anyone who will listen. We need to course correct. He's knighted now Sir Tim, but he still works from modest offices, still codes, still believes that technology should serve humanity, not the other way around. The man who could have been the world's first trillionaire gave away a fortune that would have dwarfed Rockefeller, Carnegie, and Gates combined. He did it because he believed in something more valuable than wealth, the free exchange of human knowledge. And because of that decision, you're reading these words right now. But here's the question that haunts this story. Was Tim Berners-Lee right? If he had kept control, licensing the web and becoming a trillionaire, could he have prevented what it became? Could he have used that wealth and power to stop the monopolies, the misinformation, the surveillance capitalism that now defines our digital lives? Or would corporate control from day one have been even worse, creating a web where only the wealthy could participate, where innovation was strangled by patents, where humanity never got the explosive democratization of information we experienced? Think about it. Would you trade today's free, open internet for one controlled by Tim Berners-Lee, benevolent but centralized? Did his generosity enable the very corporate giants he now fights against? Was giving it away the greatest gift to humanity, or the biggest missed opportunity to guide it properly? If he had the $1 trillion, could he have built something better than what we have now? Some say he's the most selfless genius in history. Others wonder if he was naive, that he handed the keys to the kingdom to people who would exploit it for profit while he watched powerlessly from the sidelines. The web is free, but are we? We have access to infinite information, yet we're more divided than ever. We can connect with anyone on Earth, yet loneliness is epidemic. We got it for free, yet we pay with our privacy, our attention, our mental health. Tim gave us the gift, but what have we done with it? What do you think? Was Tim Berners-Lee's decision the greatest act of human generosity, or the most consequential mistake in technological history? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This isn't just history, this is the world we're living in right now. Thanks for watching.